Now, to electoral matters, the retired Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Chair Wafula Chebukati has once again said he has no regrets to make for the time he was at the helm of the electoral body for the past 6 years. Despite renewed accusations by opposition leaders that he colluded with Kenya Kwanza coalition to bungle the 2022 general election, Chebukati insists that the elections were transparent, free and fair, and given another chance to conduct a similar election, he would still do the same. KTN News and European Center for Electoral Support had a joint interview with the former chairman, and here is the story.
In the wake of renewed pressure and planned weekly demonstrations by Azimio la Umoja leaders led by Raila Odinga over last year's August general election, claiming that IEBC and a former chair Wafula Chebukati bungled the election results, Chebukati has once again come out to dismiss the narrative.
What we did in 2022 is what is expected to be done by an election management body like the IEBC. And for me, I'll do the same and, of course, build on it. I'm currently working on my end of assignment notes, and I believe those success stories must be taken up by those who will come after me.
In a joint interview with KTN News and the European Center for Electoral Support, Chebukati argues that the 2022 general election was the most transparent exercise that the country has ever experienced, especially when it comes to the relaying of results.
That simple word, the word called transparency, that is, to me, is a game changer for Kenya elections. We put the results out there in our public portal. All the result forms, the form 34A, 34B, and 34C for presidential results were all transmitted into the public portal accessible by everyone, and the results were then transmitted within 48 hours of the voting, end of voting and counting. All the results, 99.98% were transmitted to the portal and were available to everyone.
According to the former chair, who also served as the president of the General Assembly of the Association of Africa Election Authorities, they first ensured that as a commission, they had sealed all the loopholes used to rig the elections and maintained their independence.
One of the things that causes rigging in elections is what staffing. I think that is it is one of the issues. That then what did we do about that? We made sure that we print ballot papers equivalent to the number of registered voters. So there are no extra ballot papers. So with the 22 million ballot papers we printed, it was equal to the number of the registered voters. And we made sure that for each polling station over the 46,029 polling stations, we then gave a ballot paper with the equivalent number of voters in that polling station, so that there are not many extra ballot papers that could then be misused.
However, even as he exits the commission, he insists that the major challenge facing the commission is being underfunded by the government.
It would be good if funding then starts now with the pre-election activities, which we are now currently undertaking in the post-election evaluation, and then after that, voter registration, boundary delimitation. All those activities need to be funded so that by the time we get in the election period, then the commission is ready. But if we fund them the last financial year to the elections, then it creates all these weaknesses in election management.
President William Ruto is already on record that there were plans to kidnap and murder Chebukati before he released the results. Opposition leaders have already dismissed the allegations, insisting that Chebukati worked in cahoots with Kenya Kwanza regime to rig the elections. On her part, European Union Ambassador to Kenya, Harriet Greger, EU is still very committed to ensure that democracy is entrenched in the country.
Where we want to go, we will support, but we will support the efforts that are the priority of the country itself. And we see that the country in Kenya wants to move towards a green economy, a green transition.
Currently, the IEBC commissioners no commissioners after the former chair, Wafula Chebukati, and former commissioners Abdi Gulie and Boya Mulu retired, while the other 4 were suspended from office after being accused of working with the opposition to subvert the will of the people. Chris Dairo, KTN News, Nairobi.